Hey everybody, this is Jerry from StreamPro 365, and I'm also known as Grandpa Techno Geek. And I'm here today to bring you a pre-recording checklist before you sit down to your podcast. A few things to go over. I developed this list because these are the things I screw up all the time. And it'll just save you a lot of time and frustration and let you begin your podcast with a nice still mind, which helps a whole lot. So here we go. First thing you want to do is make sure you have your microphone out and positioned correctly, plugged in, checked, and make sure you have good levels, etc. Make sure your headphones are plugged in and working. Make sure your pop filter's on your mic and you're ready to go. Next thing you want to do is check some of your technical setup. Make sure your recording software is installed and functioning. Make sure you have plenty of disk space on your hard drive and it's your host. A lot of places will have caps on how much space you can use up. So just make sure you're in good shape there, and then make sure all the plugins and extensions and everything you need all over your computer are plugged in and installed and they're working. Now you want to make sure your room is quiet. Do what you can to eliminate background noise, and that might be checking on where the dog is, the kids are, your wife is, your husband is, or whatever. But it's good to know. Make sure your phone's shut off, and as well as other potential interruptions that can, that you just really hate in the middle of your broadcast. And then try to fix the acoustics in your room as best as you can with, get minimal echo. Consider using some soundproofing material, even if it's just blankets and pillows thrown around, whatever it takes. Now check your connectivity to the internet. A stable internet connection is really necessary for a good recording, even if it's just up to your host. And I would suggest using a hardwire internet connection if you can. If your computer's equipped for it, if you're close to your router, do it. It's better than Wi-Fi, much more stable. And then make sure you have all your login credentials for any of the stuff that you use, and for your platform, for your host or whatever you have to log into, make sure it's around. If you don't have it, all that happens is you get frustrated, and then you're stressed when you start. Now, get your content ready. Make sure you have a detailed outline or script prepared. I cheat because my notes are right there. But they're there. I have them, and they are at hand. And make sure you have all your research completed on your topic and your guest before you start. Make sure all your questions and talking points are ready. And then send a brief to your guests or co-host. Make sure they have them. Make sure everybody understands them and you're all on the same page. Then do a sound check. I talked about this before, but make sure your levels on your mic are tested and adjusted. Make sure your headphones are set at a comfortable volume. Make sure the connectivity with your guest and co-host is checked and works. Ask them if they can plug in hardwired to the internet. It'll help. Anything to make that connection stable can only help you. It will never hurt you. Now, before you record, or as you record, hit the record button. Boy, does that sound dumb to tell you to hit the record button. But it was just in the last 7 days here. I was 6 minutes into a podcast, my other show, and I wasn't recording. So it's frustrating. And so just think about it. Just think about it. Introduce the podcast in the episode and follow your outline or script. Doesn't mean you can't have some flexibility with it, but don't get too far off topic. After you record, immediately save your recording and back up the file. If it's on your host, that's fine, but back it up to your own local hard drive the very next thing you do. Then I would suggest, I do this always because you know where you flubbed up. Listen to your show as soon as you're done and jot down timestamps so you can go back and edit. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot more stuff to do, but if you take care of those few things, it's going to help your stress level a lot when you start to record. Now, here's a checklist for people that go live. Whether you're video or audio, these tips all apply. So be prepared. Promote your podcast ahead of time on social media and any place else that you promote it. Make sure you do it. Don't forget, oh my gosh, I got a live show tomorrow and I forgot to put it on Facebook. Don't go there. Get prepared for audience interaction. They'll ask questions or have comments. And have a plan to manage technical issues during the session. And the best thing to do if something goes wrong, don't get flustered. Just say, I'm sorry. Hey, hang on, I got to come over here and check this thing over here. Okay, I think I got it. As long as you don't get upset, your audience isn't going to get upset. They understand, or they should understand, that this is, there's a lot of tech for one person, and you're live. That's what live means. Life is live. During your session, keep an eye on your time. You don't want to run way over, and you don't want to run too short. Engage with your audience. Acknowledge their comments. Acknowledge their questions. Even if you can't get back to them on the show live, say, hey, I see a lot of questions coming up here. I'm going to sit down when the show is over. I'm going to answer every single one of them. And then have a backup plan again. Be prepared for the unexpected, because it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. Some couple of technical things to think about. Again, a super stable internet connection if you're live. I will put a link to Speed Test, which is speedtest.net. It's simple, but I'll put the link in the description below, as well as I'm going to put these whole checklist in the description below, so you can copy and paste it and use it as you want. And then when you're live streaming, pick a platform that's user friendly for your audience, so you can have some back and forth with them. And then consider having some backup equipment around, such as a second microphone, just in case. Just in case. After live, save or download your session immediately. You can use it for repurposing and just for plain old backup. You never, when you have stuff on somebody else's computers, which is what the cloud is, you're not in control of it. So have a copy local. And again, engage with your audience, respond to their questions, that especially the ones that were missed during the live session. Get back to all those people. Get back to them. And then review your performance and jot down some thoughts and insights about it that you think would improve it a little bit. Make one small improvement every single show. Technical, content, personality, your hairstyle, whatever it is. Just one little thing every single show. Now, here's 2 bonus tips. Number 1, take care of the talent. Be ready early. Relax and have a cup of coffee. Sit down and listen to the birds, aka smell the roses. Important stuff. Number 1 tip, period. Start your podcast with a relaxed body, a still mind, and a calm heart. I can't give you a tip that'll make your podcast tomorrow better than that tip right there. You guys have a great week. Talk to you soon.